Hello Leah, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 30th through to the 6th of October. Got the solar eclipse coming up this week as well on the 2nd. But a new format on the Astroflower. We're going to be going into the energies and how the energies are affecting the elements within your flower. And then we're going to be going on to the messages and the tarot readings. It's all time stamped. So if you just want the messages and the tarot reading, you can go down into the description. You can click straight on it and go straight to it, as it were. Okay, so in the meantime, let's just have a quick look what's been going on with the sun. If you've been watching the energy updates, you'll realise what's going on. I've been saying it for some time. The sun here, this is the sun over the week. Let me just open up the Astroflower here. And you can see these sort of white spots. They're all the sort of sunspots, as it were, across the sun. They create fire and air energy. And then you have other things such as this thing here, which is called a coronal hole. These dark patches around here. And that produces earth energy. And then you have all these sort of filaments that go along here, like rivers of plasma in a way. And that's called filament energy, and that's all to do with water. So the main thing that's been happening on here is those filament energies. It's got to be said. You get a few eruptions, which you can see usually around about there, coming off. There's one there that just come off. So there has been quite a bit of water coming our direction, and you will see that in the Astroflower. But also there's a lot of air. Now I will explain this because someone asked me about this. Why is it air? And if we see here, we've got above here we've got the X-ray flux. Now that's the eruptions that are coming off from the sun. And as you can well see, they've been gradually building up and building up. They're starting to die down a little bit. That was taken today. They're starting to die down a little bit, and I said this in the energy updates around about sort of 6 months ago. In May and June, we will have a peak of activity. Then it will calm down and stay pretty calm until the mid-October. And then around about that stage, so at the end of the 6th, end of this week's reading, things will change and it will start getting a little bit more sort of peppy. It may last and it may come in the following week, but it's around about those sort of 2 weeks between the 6th and the 20th of October, and that will be coming back in. So that's what's creating that sort of air energy, that sort of uptick here that's going on the general background noise, and that creates a lot of static electricity in the air. And with this static electricity, this is what creates that sort of inspiration or that electricity within our mental side of life. It really does stimulate sort of visualization, almost sort of manifestation in a way of how we do things. And this can create its own problems. Sometimes we can go a little bit faster than the music, so we can find ourselves a little bit sort of like out of sync with reality that is around us, and it can become quite frustrating. As you can well see here on the Earth, let me just move those pacataras. You can see here on the Earth, this is what we call the KP index, and this is all to do with the magnetic field of the Earth. It's a little bit like the Earth's aura, like your aura and my aura. And as you can well see here, it's dying down. There was even a day, I can't really see it, I think it's here, where there was no green whatsoever. And that was for about sort of 4 hours. But if we start having 3 or 4 of them in a row, then we have what we call a cosmic ray alert for the Earth. And that creates a lot of problems for the health, different sort of problems for the health. At the moment, I think it's going to be mental health that could be causing some of the problems. So I'd be very attentive about that if I was you within your life. Make sure you're in a good place and get into those sort of rhythms of life more than anything else. Because if we get out of sync, that's when things can really sort of go a little bit awry. But let's see how that elements are going to be affecting your reading today. Now, this is your Astroflower that you can see before you. And as you can see, you've got your fixed fire that is around you there, Leo. And then it goes into your fixed earth that is at the base. That's very particular to the Astroflower. Usually most signs are made up of two elements. And the other thing that you can sort of see, so the other thing that we're going to be looking for is air mainly, and then the waters. But as I say, there was that coronal holes, so it does play a little bit into your flower, because you have a lot of air going through with the earth. Basically, I'm just going to change my pointer because I think it's easier to do with this. You can see it a little bit better. So you got this air that comes in here, and this air comes in from Gemini, and this mutable earth comes in from Virgo, that is just next to you. So you don't really have any major crossing points apart from this section, which is just here. And this is where you get the cardinal water coming in from Cancer and the cardinal air coming in from Libra. And this crossing point here, and it's putting a lot of pressure on this crossing point here, which is also filters into your karmic path. So it's basically, it's giving you a direction in what you should be experiencing in your life in the way of a spiritual, emotional pathway, and with relationships and so forth, and how you are converting about what you want to or what you should be experiencing into your future, because that really there is all about your future self, that petal there. And you can see this crossing point of that air and water in that section there. And this is how you're combining in that section there, combining your karmic path to your future self. And it can be quite difficult, and sometimes you've got to try things out. But once you get that feeling and you're feeling that it's right, then go for it. Basically, that's what it seems to be in respect to your elements. The other thing I will sort of say as well is this section here. You've got the same sort of crossing point going on here, but there's a lot of earth in this as well, and it's mutable. So on your financial side, it's a case of trying things out with too much of a risk, expanding your horizons, sort of pushing the limits a little bit without putting all your eggs in one basket for this coming week here. So let's, without further ado, let's just get in and see what your Astroflower reading is all about. Okay, let me just put down my dowsing rods. Okay, so here we go. We got the overall energies, which are in this section here. Let's just see what's going on with you. It's definitely playing on within your internal energies. It appears to be that you should be looking towards your future in regards to relationship sides and so forth, and emotions and love, or even on your spiritual path, depending on what you're living in the sense of spirit and emotions basically in life. But whatever it is, it seems to be that your inner spirit is trying to push forward in life. On your financial side, well, it's actually pretty even on both sections here. And this is where you could be trying things out. And it's almost as well as if, like, within you, there's like this inner wall, as it were, that goes round this section here. And this inner wall sort of says, no, you shall not pass. I want this. And it's very well defined. So it may need a bit of tweaking in order to sort of see exactly what you exactly how you can put this all into place, this inner desire. And look at that, you get the Hierophant on the overall energies. So on the overall energies, playing in with this crossing point that we were talking about earlier on, this could really play into the idea of maybe even you proposing, or you going into a relationship on a much more sort of serious level here. And it could be like an offer that you've received, or you have made to someone else in regards to love, to move in with someone, to get married, or to just start a relationship. Whichever way it is, it's like now sort of, what are the steps, the next steps we need to take within this relationship to take it forward. On your financial side here, this is all about the steps. This is all about the sort of reaching your goals and knowing the steps that you need to take in order to get there. And as I said, I think you need to play a little bit with it, but you will see that in time. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side. You've got the karmic message here, and it's really quite powerful. As you can, as I said earlier on, you've got that sort of cardinal air that comes in, but you do have cardinal earth on that side there. And this is where within you, I think you want these steps in order to take your relationship to another level, or, you know, your engagement to another level. On the universal energies, it's all about your positioning in the group, in family, friends, community, in regards to your relationship. And it's like you're taking a stance in regards to everything, sort of saying, this is me. Don't worry, the Astroflower will come back up. Come on. Excuse me about that. So yeah, I think that's what's happening on the universal energies here. I think you're making a stance about life, about your engagement within your couple, within the world around you. Now that doesn't mean everyone's going to appreciate your couple. It may well be the case for some of you. Let's see what's going on in the past. The past is playing out from this. So it's obviously, I think this is an offer that you've already made, or has been made to you. If it hasn't, it should be pretty much there at the moment. But it's about the past, sort of saying, I've made these steps forward, and where do we take it from here? And in the future plays really into here. So this could well be a marriage, a coming together with another person, a partnership. Could be a partnership in regards to where you live and etc. Maybe even investing in a house or starting a family, whatever it is. It's definitely moving forward. And what's the lessons that come out of this week here? Life is for living. And so, you know, there's no winning or losing in life once you live life. Yeah, there's going to be moments when it's going to be a little bit more difficult than others, but generally, life is for living. Okay, let's just see what's going on with the Tower. Let's find out. Ace of Swords on your karmic path. Yeah, I think this is it. I think you've chosen a pathway which is actually a bit of your crowning glory. I think it's a very joyous thing. It's making you feel that, yeah, I'm winning at life. That's what it's sort of making you feel like. Definitely like the idea that this is what I should be living. Very, very good for you. Crowning glory on your karmic path. That's what you want to sort of push on into your future there. In the connection to the universe, as I said, you're presenting your new self to the world around you, and it's going to need work. I think some people may not necessarily be okay with that. It could be like a best friend that kind of going, I'm losing my best friend to this relationship. And we've all been there. Or it could be a member of family who's not really happy with your partner, and that sort of thing. But I think that's just sort of like teething problems more than anything else. Okay. And in your past, yes, most definitely the Lovers card there. I think you definitely have sort of made this connection, and that's what we see in the Hierophant there. And this is why you should be this week here really investing in your relationship, and it make you feel like you're on top of the earth, on top of the world. And in the future, you get the Page of Swords. This is what this air energy is all about. Now that cardinal air that comes in, it comes in between the two, and it's basically sort of saying here, giving a direction to your couple, or if you're looking for a couple, start playing with ideas of meeting people, introducing yourself to people, that sort of thing. That's where the Page of Swords comes into place, because you're looking to manifest that, and the Page of Wands will do that. It's converting ideas into reality, and life should be living. Now that's the message for it, and it should be living well. This is all about converting the emotions of life into reality, and having a sense of control over your destiny in regards to your sort of love or relationships and so forth. And it could work. And there's also that spiritual path that comes into play, and being much more in alignment with what you're exploring in your spiritual path. But I think it's more to do with sort of couples. I think it's more to do with you getting involved with a couple, or getting involved in a relationship with someone, or just taking this relationship to the next level, and definitely to a much, much higher level. There is no doubt about it. Okay, let's just have a quick look what's going on your financial side as well. Karmic path goes straight up. Therefore, it's a case of, yeah, I know what I've got to do. I know what I should be living. I know the experience that I should be having upon this world, this plane, and it seems very, very clear to you, or clear for you, on your connection to the universe. Okay, so this goes out a little bit more than on the relationship side. But it's a similar sort of situation here. It's because you know what you want. You're almost looking for those connections with people, with businesses, getting a job in the company you so wish to get it in, or pushing your business in a direction that corresponds to you, and it corresponds in more than just one way. It's all about sort of as much about satisfaction within your job or workspace rather than just the money, And in your past self here, your past self is doing the same. It's very solid. It's very straight up, and this is where you got to play with it a little bit. It is on an angle a little bit. It's sort of cut on an angle, so it's almost as if like you're presenting to the outside world, this is what I've done, but there is a certain exploration, or there is a certain playing with of how it sort of fits with you as an individual. In your future self, I think this is almost it feels like a promotion or an expansion within your business, and you can feel it when you can. Let's say you got a shop, you can feel it when people are, you get a little bit more footfall that's going through the front door. You get a lot more of that sort of thing. And you can feel it generally going on, follow the fire. That's what I'm getting on the message here. On the general outcome, or the general outcome, or how you integrate with everything that is around you. It's like follow the fire, follow your passions in life. Okay? Look at that. Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Swords on your karmic path. That is your karmic path, and that is what you're sort of radiating from within you. Leo, this is, it's a not just a brand new start. It's a reinvigoration in your life. And out with the old and in with the new. This is about following the fire, following your karmic path. I think that's what it's all about. And with the universe here, the connection with the universe, this is where we got to. This is what I'm talking about. Where you're gonna have to try things out, and this is seeing things in a different way, seeing how your connections with the world around you, the connections with companies, business partners, suppliers for your business or customers. Or your projects, and how you're dealing with your projects in the outside world, just seeing things a little bit differently, because I think there's a different way of sort of like you getting the best out of life. And in your past, you have the King of Swords. Absolutely beautiful there. It's all to do with wisdom and judgment, the King of Swords, but he's also following a pathway. He's not choosing his pathway. He's following the evident path. He's following righteously what he should be doing, as it were. And that's the judgment within the King of Swords. And that's what's about sort of following that fire, which comes on the outcome. Let's just see what the future is. Yeah, look at that. As I said, I think this is the reason, I said like it's a promotion or a new development of your business or project. It's not like the Ace of Cups that is coming in here, but there is definitely an offering, and this could well be you being a knight in shining armor. But I've got a funny feeling someone is coming into your life here on your financial side that offers you either information or support to get to where you want to be going. And I would be very attentive to that. And it may be a case of that's where you need to play around a little bit to find out what is going on. It's incredibly regal, actually, your reading. Follow the fire. If it's follow the fire, that's some of the general sort of lessons to be learned out this week. And maybe it's a case here of sort of like seeing things differently, so you can just change a little bit your belief systems of how you get the best out of life and how you engage in it all in order to get the best out of life. And maybe there's certain things that need to be brought, you know, that need to be changed or stopped in the way in which you approach things. But I think this is what this person is doing for you. That Knight of Cups there is bringing in that sort of support or that knowledge and understanding that's going to take you to the next level. Let's just see how the energies or the outside world is really influencing you with the Light Seers card. On your relationship side, Queen of Cups. Yeah, you with the King of Cups at the top there. I think you need to be divinely happy with what you're doing in regards to your relationship. I also think you need to be sort of, if you're moving in with someone, you have to be committed 100% here, emotionally more than anything else. And I think you are very, very committed, actually, to be honest. And with that commitment comes that sensation of winning and victory. There is so many. Look at this. There's the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And now we get the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. This is phenomenal, really. This is like, you're really getting into alignment with yourself. This is ultimate victory. I think you are choosing the pathway. This is where I said, like, you're pushing to your future. And once you start going in that direction, once you start you deciding what you want to live, then karma's going to have your back. The universe is going to have your back here, Leo. Very, very good. With the Eight of Pentacles, you get the Seven of Swords. Yeah, with the people that are around you, in regards to this relationship, you have to be intelligent. You have to work out that, some people need to be dealt with in a certain way and others need to be dealt with in another way. And, this is where you need to be very wise in which you sort of push the limits in regards to family, friends, community, and and the general greater field of relationships that are around you. With the Lovers card, you get the Patience. This is where I was talking earlier on about the energies, about sort of just don't try and go too fast, because you'll get ahead of yourself. And I think this is like plans that you could have made in the past. You're just going to have to be patient with. They may take a little bit longer than you thought, it may need a little bit more sort of planning or investigation. There you go. You get the Lovers again. This is that connection that I was telling you about on this section here. Let me just bring up again. Sorry, Leo. Let me just bring up again your Astroflower, just so you can see what I'm talking about. We're talking about this crossing point here between these sort of cardinal energies as they come through you, and it's crossing between your past to your future, and you get the Lovers in your past and you now get the Lovers in your future with the Page of Swords. So it is exploring of how to engage your plans, basically, getting your ideas into reality. And this week here, you're going to have to be a little bit patient. It's going to take a little bit of time. The energy is a little bit too consistent, too flat in order for you to really push things. So it's going with the flow more than anything else. And in the outcome, so life is for living, most certainly is. With the King of Cups, you get the Empress card. It's maybe a case that you're actually starting a family. That could be for some of you, but it could be a case of you are giving birth to a whole new way of doing things, where you have a ultimate control over your own destiny here. And once you put the time and effort into it and all the elements into it, because in the Empress card you've got the moon, you've got the sun behind it, and you've got the earth, you've got the whole sort of shooting match, as it were, and it's going to make you feel incredibly good. But just be a little bit patient with how things move on. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on your financial side. You're off on a mission. Follow the fire. Follow the fire. This is the energy that comes out of you. with the Hierophant, and I did say earlier on that this is what you know the steps you need to take to in order to get there, and now it's just a case of going off on that mission. One other thing I will say is that on this card here, she's beating a drum there, and I think this is where we come back to that whole idea of rhythm and being in sync with the rhythms of life. So let's just have a look what's going on in your karmic path with the with the Ace of Swords. This is it. Okay, so Ace of Swords with the Judgment card, you stepping into your righteous path. And I think this is what your karmic path is trying to sort of say to you, that there is no way around this. It is the ultimate goal, and you should be engaging in it. And once you engage in it, that's when you're going to get the good results, I think, personally. Look at this. I've got another card that wants to jump out. 9 of Cups. We'll go back to that in a minute. Ace of Wands with the Hangman. If you play knowing your pathway, look at that. Knowing your pathway, right? Knowing your pathway. If you follow your pathway and follow the passions in this, I think this is where you're opening a door to connection with someone, which has to do with that. And once you do open that doorway and start connecting with someone, I think you're going to really, it's gonna bring some amazing results for you. I think. Let me just bring back up that because on the Astroflower. So, yeah, so following your passions in your financial world is a really good idea. Leap of faith. I think you've done that in the past. I think you know that. I think you're sure that you've put in the effort into the direction, into the career path that you should be going to. And because you put in that effort, I think when you go to job interviews, or if you're opening avenues on your projects or your business, you can go forward with confidence within your heart. This person that is coming in may have been observing you for some time. Or this person comes in and basically shows you that what seemed impossible in the past can now become very, very possible. I think this is all of a sudden, but there's something that needs to change, and I think it's almost your belief system that needs to change. Once you do get that into account, then you'll get the results. With the Tower, and with the Tower, you get follow your passions. You get the 8 of Cups. Now, the 8 of Cups has usually got an eclipsed sun on it, and we're going into the eclipse season, and for the solar eclipse, and that could well change your life, and you'll see a lot clearer about your passions and about where you should be going on your karmic path in regards to your sort of financial world. It bodes incredibly well, but it bodes well because it needs your input. And I think once you get a hold of your passions, if you can get a hold of your passions on your financial side, it will really push on the results coming into your life. In your relationship side, well, patience with your love, positioning with everybody that is around you, and start moving towards the greater goals of that relationship, I think, is more than anything else. If you're looking for a relationship, it's getting out there and, getting into contact with people, introducing yourself, meeting people. That's what it's about. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, but be patient about it. Don't be too hard on yourself. There you go, Leo. Thanking you very much. I hope you enjoyed the new format. If you want to know more about what's going on with the energies and the earth, do watch the energy updates. It does help a lot to understand the fluctuations in energy, and helps us to build a life that is a little bit more consistent and gives us a better result. Okay, I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.